our political show of the year, he don't drop another soundtrack. I follow this guy about to Bambana. Anytime he drop any track, I'm going give him. Don't drop another track. Track record. What could they give him? Now to the intimators on the achievement of Mr. President. I say special advisor on public communication or policy communication. Anyway, be. I'm gonna make you listen to our political show and his new soundtrack on national TV. I'm gonna watch.
Well, the numbers don't suggest that we've made progress. The numbers are actually going up. I can throw for you the GDP numbers. I can throw for you the inflation numbers. So that's why I call them the vital numbers, because Mr. Bwala, just hold on. The situation we found ourselves is self-inflicted. That's the truth. But the president says it's a bold move and it's a necessary move. It appears that we did not put enough buffer to be able to cushion this, and now it's like we're on a tailspin that even the monetary authority is actually struggling to taper as it should be. We're on 33. That is astronomical.
Yeah. So what you are saying is the rhetoric of catchphrase. When people consistently use the term such as self-inflicted, we did not provide the buffer. So I want to put that question to you because we're having a conversation. What could you have done if you had to be in his shoes when you took over government and there is no money to be able to do the work? Are you going to concentrate on revenue and whatever you needed to do to generate the revenue and deal with the problem, or you are going to sit there and start singing by the rivers of Babylon? Now answer that question, then I'll go to the next numbers that you talked about.
No, I'm the one that asks questions here. So you are the one that will respond to all the questions. So respond to your question. I have more questions to ask you. I'm able,
exactly. So I'm able to give you a pushback on that. Rhetoric is different from fact-based analysis. The second thing, you talk about numbers. You see, I just called out a number. We just talked about the GDP has gone up to 3.46. Is that not a number? Is it not higher than where it was in the last 2 quarters? We talked about unemployment rate. It has reduced to 4.3. Is that not a number? Is it not a marked improvement from unemployment 3 days ago? Whenever the unemployment rate decreases, what it means is that people are getting jobs. What it means that economy is growing. What it means is that that is in the economy.
My apologies. That is debatable because a lot of people are taking up informal jobs. That model is even still debatable. I don't know what job you do in 1 week. In Nigeria that will be able to sustain you. So that is even debatable.
But that is debatable to that. Now, when you, yes, but let me debate it. What is debatable means you talk, I talk now. It's not like two of us to be quiet. Now, whether you take up a job where you are paid in 1 day, what it means is that your purchasing power has increased. Are we agreeable on that?
No, we're not.
For 1 hour. That's
no, purchasing power has actually
that's why in the Western world.
Just hold on, Mr. Bwala. Okay. The purchasing power has dropped. I'll give you the numbers. I'll give you when the GDP came out, we could see what the numbers, the big drivers were the telecom sector. We had the agricultural sector. Then we had the trade. But if you look beneath those numbers as they appreciate, you see that they were marginal year on year. For instance, agriculture grew by just 1%. The other trade was 0.something%. These were the big drivers and in double digits, meaning that if for those who understand economics, behind those numbers means purchasing power is low. That's why people are now buying as much as because yes.
No, but you are contradicting yourself, Geoffrey.
No, I'm not.
When you say it grew, now when you say it grew by 1 point, what is the definition of growth?
It grew by 1.1%. If the biggest you're not getting it, Mr. Bwala. If the biggest driver of the economy, which is agriculture in terms of GDP, in 1 year only grew by 1 point, that is disturbing. Ask anybody who knows economics.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good point. You said it, but the thing is, you have to admit that it grew by 1 point whatever percent you mentioned. Now, if you admit to that fact that there was a growth, then it is now debatable whether, in your own estimation, the growth is slow or fast. This government is not in competition with anybody as to the speed of growth. Whatever it will take for us to put the fundamentals of the economy in good shape, there is no country of the world, given the circumstances we found ourselves when the decisions were taken for those reforms, there is no country. You can go to America where they have good institutions. If you take that kind of decision, there is no way your growth is going to be sporadic. It has to be a gradual growth. In fact, if your growth is very sporadic, then there is every reason to suspect that it is an artificial growth and not a natural growth based on economic indices responding to numbers. So what I'm saying, and I guess repeating and I maintain my position, is that our worst days are behind us, and in the last 2 quarters, there has been a growth, which is intriguing, actually, that media people will say there is growth, and in the same breath, they will say that the growth is not sufficient. My point is that the fact that there is a growth means we've made progress. The next debate should be about the speed of the progress, right?
Mr. Bwala, so let me contextualize. When we say it's not sufficient, if you're looking at $1 trillion economy within the time frame this government has put out, and you're growing at that pace, then it's not sufficient by any standard. Yes, there is growth, but it's not sufficient. So nobody is wrong by saying that. We're saying that these are bold decisions, and the consequence of these bold decisions is what we're interrogating.
You hear them? The guys are bit talk now. No, if na say the talk is a bit talk, and now why Tinubu carry him? All those people they make like say, hey, why you carry him? You know for the campaign for this. Now because of this the way they talk for man, how many of them fit talk sweet things like this? Oh, well, let us go to the numbers. He says the man they carry him, they debate with him. That anchor, the person where they anchor that program. He said, let us debate it. Oh, this is where they talk. How far? How is he rubbing off on the Nigerian people? He say GDP has grown by 2%, 3%. How is he rubbing off on the Nigerian people? He say growth na growth. Even if na 1%, growth na growth. Agriculture grew by 1%. This one grew by how? All this grow. How is it affecting the lives of the Nigerian people? So it's as the defender. He said growth na growth. No, nobody to tell him anything. Even if na by 0 point something. Growth na growth. Whether the growth is sufficient or not sufficient. Growth na growth. If they try to tell us we are not where we used to be before. Okay, take us to where we used to be before. Take us to where this government meet us. Yes. Where dollar was around 400. Abi? You go mama put, you won't go chop. 500 naira go do you with 2 mama. With meat and pomo. 1 meat, 1 pomo. 500 naira. Where now everything just there on a low. Take us back to that time. They tell us we are not where we are. Of course we are not where we used to be before. Things have powerful card. If you follow this guy mouth, you go lost. The guy mouth they sweet. Now why they collect them? Nothing else. Tinubu know now. Tinubu they see asset. This one asset to them. No, the same Tinubu be the castigate that time. Give him 30 years, nothing will happen. Near 30 years, nothing will happen. Now the man they speak for now, trying to convince us that the man is working. He's working. We are not where we used to be before. Even I'm the debate. I don't need to come and be explaining everything where they did that video for you. You hear them by yourself. He tell you say growth now growth. And all these people, these they are bureau statistics of whatever. And know as now think they pull up this on our statistics. They say unemployment rate has reduced. How? How did it reduce? Look at it. Are you proud of what this guy just told you now? Is he lying or is he not lying? He's lying. I beg. I go see you now later. Now the political action of the nine be this. Oh yeah, nah. Later.
For over a decade, this has been the birthplace of innovation. Innocent Vehicles is a testament to resilience, employing international best practices to create more than just a car. Every vehicle here tells a story of durability, fuel economy and safety. Crafted with the African spirit, the Nigerian heart. These vehicles surrounding me embody the unique concept of regionalization, each one designed to cater to the tastes and preferences of our people. From the streets in Nigeria to the terrains of the Sahara, these vehicles are designed for our roads, for our people. This is more than a vehicle. It's a symbol of our progress, our resilience, our collective success story. Your feedback drives us to continuously innovate and improve. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.